Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40k, and today we're going to look at the Eldari. We're going to look at something a little bit different. We're going to look at the Anrath, a type of Eldari also known as Eldari Corsairs. These are the brand new models that came out inside the Kill Team box set, and they are keyworded types of Eldari, and they go alongside something like Prince Yril in the book. There is a limited range of models, but we'll talk about all that in just a second. In this video, we're going to go through, talk about all that stuff that makes this special, and then we'll talk about how we can get started, how we can then expand upon those initial purchases, and finally finish off the video with a little sample 1000 point army list for you to use as some inspiration to create your own Anrath Eldari army. And so, like I said, this is a type of Eldari keyword. This isn't a craft world or a sub-faction or anything like that. There are particular units in your army that will have this keyword you can use, very similar to how you would have Harlequins without the special detachment rules. Now, you can only use these models as your compulsory troops or elites choices for detachments if your entire detachment is made up of Anrath keyworded models. So generally, this will only ever be able to have a single lot of these models as the choices. Now, you also can use a multiple of different options to build these models, though you do get all the options you need inside the new Corsair kit that came from Kill Team, and you can also take Prince Yril of Earden alongside, as he has the Anrath keyword as well. You have a variety of weapon options and unit upgrades from things to Psykers, Assassins, Snipers, heavy weapons, special weapons, close combat weapons, and other things besides, which really makes up for the lack of limited accessible units available to you, because you do have, realistically, for Anrath, 3 different units. The Corsair Void Reavers, Corsair Void Scarred, which are an elite's choice, Void Reavers being a troop's choice, and then you also have, obviously, Prince Yril of Earden. This doesn't stop you bringing in other detachments to maybe bolster this, but this will be the core of your force, and that's what we're trying to do in this video. If you really like this model, and these models inside those Kill Team box sets, this is what we're aiming to do, trying to build a whole army around those. It definitely may not be the most competitive army in the game, but it will get a ton of cool models, and I think really open up the doors for some amazing conversion potential. And so, where to start? Prince Yril of Earden is where I would be starting. Now, he does have some cool rules where, while he's within 6 inch of a friendly Anrath infantry unit, you can reroll hit rolls of 1. He also gives it friendly Earden core units, but he gives it exception being able to give that to Anrath. He's got his 4-up invulnerable save. He's got a pretty cool melee weapon in the Spear of Twilight with ×2 strength and -3 AP damage 3, which is pretty cool. And his superlative strategist is that of an autarch, so you can use the command reroll stratagem twice during each phase instead of only once. So really nice versatility there, with a good solid fighter as your only character option available. Now we look into the troops choice. Corsair Void Reavers, they can have a variety of different weapon options available to them. If you've got 10 models in the unit, you can have a heavy weapon, which can either be a Wraith Cannon or a Shuriken Cannon, and you can also choose to have Corsair Blasters and Corsair Shredders in the unit as well, both of which are good at taking out. You can equip the unit to be able to deal with, anti-troop, anti-armor, and then you can have some different weapon options as well. Your Phalanx, which is the leader of the unit, can choose to have a Neuro Disruptor pistol, which is pretty cool. Strength 6, -3 AP, damage 1, and each time an attack is made with this weapon, if a hit is scored, unless it's a vehicle, you inflict a mortal wound in addition. But on that, that's pretty much what the Void Scarred are. They are your baseline ones. They've got the Reavers of the Void roll, where each time this unit makes an attack and a modified hit of a 6 automatically scores a wound on the target, which is really nice. And so, where to go next? Well, really, next, it's just the Corsair Void Scarred. For me, this is the other unit option, and you can choose to take a variety of different models inside the unit. Now, first of all, you have to have a Phalanx in the model, and you can have 4 to 9 Corsair Void Scarred in the unit, but you can also have Shade Runners, Soul Weavers, and Wayseekers, all of which are nice different unit upgrades for the unit. Now, your Void Scarred can choose to have some heavy weapons in them. They can also have Shredders and Blasters, much like the Void Reavers. But you also have some additional things that they can take. First of all, you have access to the Falcu, which is the cool bird model you see with a unit. Each time a model in this barrier's unit make a rage attack, your enemies do not suffer the bonuses from light cover. You can also choose to take a Psyker in the unit as your Wayseeker, and this will enable you to have some Psykers within the force. It'll have its Witch Staff in combat, which is pretty nice. And then you've also got other things like your Shade Runner, which is the cool looking assassin model. The Shade Runner will be armed with a pair of Hekatari blades for -3 AP damage 1. And then put out a decent amount of attacks with 4 attacks each. And then you've also got your Soul Weaver as well. And the Soul Weaver will have the Channeler Stones, which are really cool, where once per turn the first saving throw is failed for the bearer's unit, the damage is reduced to 0. Now, we can, in 1,000 points, definitely look to take another detachment that will reduce a couple of command points. We're not going to have any relics in this force because we don't really need them. Uriel can't take them. You can take a command trait, which is pretty cool, or a warlord trait, and then we can use those last 2 CP to generate another model in the army, which I think a Farseer is a nice addition, giving you a more versatile character option of a Psyker, I think, and giving you access to a wider pool of psychic powers is definitely something to really consider with this force. And so here we have our sample army list. Now we've gone for Yanden because this is going to allow us to take Prince Uriel and get a warlord trait on him, which is the Yanden one, so a 5-up ignored. We're also in a patrol detachment with Uriel, so this is refunding our 3 CP -1 thanks to that warlord trait, leaving us with 2, which will allow us to take our auxiliary detachment later. But for his detachment, along with Prince Uriel, we're going to have 3 units of Corsair Void Reavers. We've got 1 unit with rifles, and the other 2 are going to have shuriken pistols and power swords for a much more mobile one. Meanwhile, the rifles can stay back. We've then got shuriken cannons in some units, and we've got the wraith cannons in the others. Meanwhile, we've got all of the Void Reaver Felarchs with mist shields and neuro disruptors. Then we've also got a mix of blasters in there as well, with the shredders as well for each unit. Moving into our elites, we have 2 units of Corsair Void Scarred. Now, the Void Scarred all have the upgrades in them. First of all, we've got the Wayseekers, which are going to have 2 separate psychic powers. So we've gone for one of them to have Impaired Senses, which stops an enemy unit being able to receive aura abilities. And then the other one is going to have Fortune, which is going to give us a little bit of defensive buff on that unit. On top of that, we've then got Falcus in our units as well. And then we've also got the Shade Runners and the Soul Weavers, along with Void Scarred Felarchs in there with Mist Shields and Neuro Disruptors. Lastly, we've got a Auxiliary Support Detachment. This is going to include a Farseer, also from the Yanden Craftworld, and we've gone for the simple powers of Guide and Doom. Rerolls for hitting and rerolls for wounding. Basic sort of stuff there for our Farseer, providing us with a nice little bit, and we even had 5 points spare to throw in a Singing Spear on this model as well. But if you've actually taken these units to the table, I'd love to hear how they've gone. This is a really fun Eldar list with a bunch of really cool models that I think has a ton of awesome conversion potential. It's certainly not the most competitive Eldar list in the world, but it would be a ton of fun to see on the table. If you'd like to see this army on the table on the channel, let us know down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop a comment below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel and keep us doing what we are doing and allow us to do even more cool wargaming content, you can support us on Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are linked once again in the video's description. As a special thank you to everyone, we'd like to give a shout out to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lyle, Alderon Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Thie, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Kedder, Derek, and GRP390, and as well to our YouTube members: Greenridge Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ersworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Adriana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. A special thank you to everyone who helps support the channel. You allow us to do what we do. With that said, everyone, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.